My upbringing was alcohol and drugs.
It's not his fault that I'm an addict.
It was horrible. I would walk in, my dad shooting my brother.
I was 16 years old when I started snorting cocaine.
The state has custody of my two girls right now.
I've always believed that if you have an environment where you treat people as you want to be treated, that people will respond to that environment. When they come in here and their children are healing as they are healing, when you sit with them to provide safety for them, they understand what they want, and you let them grow into who they are. We use positive discipline techniques. We teach them time out, reward systems, so they no longer have to scream, curse, and hit. And that makes a big difference in the way their children react to them. Then they can go back out with some tools to use. Family House has given me the ability every day to give nurturing, love, fairness, affection, all those things, and to get it back tenfold.
Family House Louisiana began with a phone call from the Governor's Office of Louisiana. Family House is a residential treatment program for chemically dependent women with their children. It allowed women to bring their children with them into treatment. Women had to make a choice in those days between getting clean and sober or being a mom. Family House gave them both of those options. One of the goals of Family House is reunification, that the family becomes whole and the family becomes healthy with the help of child care workers, a child development specialist, and a staff with expertise. Once we found a property, it was set up to be a home. In 1992, we were ready to begin hiring, and one of the first women that we interviewed was Michelle Vick. She had the heart we were looking for.
If it wasn't for Family House, I wouldn't be. I just wouldn't be. They saved my life. I'd have to say I've hit quite a few bottoms. I've had a whole house taken away from me. Lost my son in the process. I would always say, look at the people smoking crack or shooting heroin and say, I would never go to that extent. Never. You see women selling their bodies for drugs. I would have never gotten that bad. I would have definitely told you that. Give it a few more years. I got to that point. It's a sad thing. It's definitely a sad thing.
Well, without Family House, I don't think that I would be here right now. My addiction had definitely consumed all of my decision making. I was running the streets. They say jails, deaths, and institutions. I don't even think I'd have made it to jail. My days were definitely numbered. I have ended up in the hospital 9 times. I have health ailments. 1 kidney. I have hepatitis C. I have problems that I'm going to have to deal with because of my using. I went into treatment because I was pregnant. It was definitely the best thing I could have ever done for him. It's not his fault that I'm an addict, so I felt like I needed to at least give him a chance at life. It was great him being sober born.
When you really get into recovery, people you don't even know will do more for you from the heart, and they barely know you, opposed to your friends. They weren't friends out in that drug world. Family House is wonderful with the kids. They finally get in a routine. They get to see Mom, the most important thing, Mom's sober. I can just give them my full, devoted attention. It's stability.
The first thing children kind of have to know is that we at Family House will provide the structure so their mother can be there for them. They've lost trust in their family. But once they begin to see every day at a certain time, their mother will be to the prevention center to pick them up. They will have lunch or they will have breakfast. Then they begin to trust again. And it's a simple little thing, breakfast. What does breakfast mean? Well, it means that their mother is up, not using drugs. They want things to be right in their lives.
I'm going to take computer classes in the evening. That would be my goals. Definitely go back to school, stay in touch with meetings and recovery. Back in my using days, I didn't have a purpose. And now because of Family House, I'll get to have my children and have a purpose for life. I will take this opportunity and run with it. As hard as I chase those drugs will be as hard as I chase recovery.
I've gone to any means necessary to get what I needed. I have sold my belongings. I have stole, lied, cheated, anything to get my next fix. Family House definitely saved my life. There's no way that I could have quit doing drugs on my own. It's a sober living environment. Teaches you a routine, which is something I lack, and that's part of why I relapsed.
Bridget looked at me and she said, I've never had a sober baby. We were not able to accept women who were pregnant without other children. I called Randy and I talked to the funding sources and we brought her in. She had a sober baby. She went back out and relapsed. As far as I knew, she was dying. She came back into treatment because she was so fragile. However, she is able to function. Her son was reunited with her yesterday. That is the most dramatic.
Just seeing my son for the first time since he's been taken from me made me feel like I'd never want to use again. To have him back in my life, makes me appreciate the things that I didn't appreciate when I was using. It definitely keeps me focused to not want to use again. When you're in recovery, you have to be taught to do everything, and that includes being a parent. I certainly need to be taught how to be a better parent for Ethan and for myself. This place teaches you all that, how to do a daily routine and include your children in it. A lot of programs don't have that. They don't offer your child to be with you. Without Family House, I don't think my son would have made it, or if he did, he wouldn't be right. And I can just pray to God that I'll make it this time.